Rioters were back on the streets of Ardoyne last night. Numbers were significantly reduced and the trouble less intense than on previous evenings. Nevertheless, during the sporadic violence, police were attacked with petrol bombs and a car was hijacked and set alight. Police responded with baton rounds and water cannons. The majority of the troublemakers were young, and as in previous nights, children were involved. From early evening, groups of young people had gathered at Ardoyne shops. Community workers and Sinn Féin members had attempted to stop violence flaring. But it was clear a hardcore element were in no mood to listen.
You're hiding behind a mask or something here. It's absolutely ridiculous. Giving the wrong face to this district. It's a proud district and a good district. It's an absolute disgrace, yeah. He has some answer. He has some answer right here. What's your answer?
Sinn Féin has insisted that a lot of the rioters are not from the Ardoyne area. In fact, there have been repeated claims that much of the trouble of recent days has been instigated by individuals from outside. Even the sit-down protest before the Orange Order March on the 12th, which it's claimed represented the Ardoyne residents, contained many people who didn't live in the area.
Clearly there's people I've seen in the protest on the evening, the sit-down protest in the Crumlin Road. I've lived in Ardoyne all my life and there are people there that I've never seen before.
UTV has learned that at least 5 members of the Real IRA from Derry were present that day. From West Belfast there were 2 high-profile Irrigate members. Also there, West Belfast Republican Tony Catney, who denied being the Real IRA mastermind behind the violence in Ardoyne last year. Last night's trouble may have been much less intense than on previous nights, but the PSNI officer in charge of public order, ACC Duncan McCausland, has said there was a hardened core of around 12 people who were intent on causing disorder. Last night, 2 men were arrested during the disturbances. Police say they're determined to catch the troublemakers. The 2 men arrested here in Ardoyne weren't the only ones. In fact, the police have arrested 14 people in the last 24 hours. 2 men, aged 25 and 35, were arrested in connection with a shooting incident which took place during a riot in North Queen Street on the 11th night. A further 10 arrests were made today in connection with trouble in South and East Belfast on the 12th. Police say they are still reviewing evidence and more arrests will follow. Today, the police put on show their evidence-gathering operation. 20 dedicated officers in the public order unit are now trawling through hundreds of hours of footage and thousands of photographs to identify the rioters.
We've already prioritised all the incidents that we've been talking about. Obviously, the attempted murder of police officers, where people have been seriously injured and significantly injured. There will be arrests, and there have been arrests already to dealing with those. And I then go through it and start making arrests in relation to the offences based on how serious they are.
Police say they have even received footage from members of the public. Over coming days, they will be releasing pictures of the troublemakers in the hope that the public will come forward to identify them. Tracy McGee, UTV Live, Ardoyne.